how did you guys manage to get together with a very professional group of musicians, very crisp, clean studio production, and it just seemed to come out of nowhere a few years ago?
Actually, in Tunisia we have metal bands, we have rock bands, we have death, blood, everything. But we are a small country, so, and we have a lot of fans, but not too much, like fans of metal in general. And we started as a band called Ecstasy, covering Symphony X, some blues, and after that, death. After covering, we made a demo album. It's called Double Face. Just a local distribution, and it was like the birth of a new band called Myrath. I wasn't with them. Elias, the keyboard player, was singing, and so they made the first part of Rubber Plant at the amphitheater of Carthage in Tunis.
Wow.
Yeah. And at that time, Adagio, the band Adagio, came to perform with them. Backstage, Kevin Crawford heard the guys and said, wow, this is something interesting. And after that, he went to the manager, Malik's father, and he told him that I would be interested to take guys in to record them, and just maybe we can make a good deal. And he's the bassist called me and he said, listen, Zaher, we will come to Sus to see you and to discuss with you something. I knew it. I knew that they will discuss that they want me in their band. So they came, we went to the hotel on the beach, and they started talking. They said, we saw you performing, and we think that you are the perfect singer for Myrath, and we think that you are the best singer in Tunisia. They say that, and fans say that, but I don't know. I would not say it to myself like that. Maybe we have good singers.
Well, I haven't heard them, but I gotta say, you got some pipes.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. So he said, listen, I told him that, listen, guys, I'm really sorry. I have the chance and the opportunity to go to Dubai to continue my studies. So after that, bam, the manager. He said, listen, Zaher, I know that you have this important opportunity to go to Dubai to continue. And I know that in Dubai there is so much money to earn. And, but I think your place is not in Dubai. I think your place is in a fucking band, metal band, headbanging and shouting like a bitch. He said, I know that we are not very known and famous band, but we have talent, and you have talent, and you are a good composer, and we know that most of the songs that we heard, they are your songs, and you wrote half of them, and really like the way that you write songs, not only to sing. And I think you will help us also for writing. And I think with all those efforts together, maybe we can do something internationally talking. So think about it and just call me or tell me about your news. And at that time, I took a quiet moment and said, okay. He said, okay, you will call me? I said, no. Okay. I mean, okay. I am in. He said, what? He said, you mean now? I said, yes, now. I am in. I went to Tunis and I started making some rehearsal with the guys. We did a couple of gigs over Tunis, and for the album Hope, and after that we recorded the album Desert Call. It was only the bridge to the mature thinking, to the mature stuff, to the mature.
Yeah, Desert Call I thought was a huge leap for you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was very important. It was very important bridge for us as a Myrath band to move forward to the next step, to the next level. Tens of the Sounds, mastered by Patrick Rennick of MetalReview.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I think for me, it was the only positive point. If it was not mastered by Frederick and mixed by Frederick and Kevin in Sweden, I think it would never such an impact, you know, on the listeners, on the fans, because always the sound it's very important.
I just wanted to say that I think it's great that you guys chose to incorporate that ethnic flavor to your music, even in that you sing in Arabic. It makes you unique, and I think it would have been easy for American critics to just pass you off as another Dream Theater Symphony X clone, but you've incorporated your own melody and your own feeling, and I'm glad you did that, even if you are a little worried that people won't accept it.
Yes. We just put that ethnic stuff and the Tunisian language, because it's Tunisian language. It's not Egyptian language or it's the Tunisian accent. In music, you can find some similar parts or similar stuff. Like you can listen, for example, to Dimmerburger, and you say, okay, there is a part of Dimmerburger. It's similar to one part of another rock song, or even pop song.
Yeah.
You know, so we are not like Beethoven or Mozart, or, you know. It's you can find some similar parts in every band.
Well, yeah, it's funny. You can listen to like all the awful pop radio in America sometimes, and they use the same chords of Pachelbel's Bell's Canon. You know.
Yeah. That's right. Definitely, you're right. That's what I'm talking about. And so, but we try always to be distinctive. You know, as a band, as a unique band, unique sound. And from Tales of the Sound, I think this is the real start of Myrath. I participated in like pop star, like pop idol, American pop idol, but in Lebanon.
Okay.
Yeah, for the Arabs. It was just for the experience. It was not, you know, like. But just for experience, I told Kevin Godfrey, he said, it's okay, you can go, you can participate, you can just make tests to see the word of the showbiz, and, you know, that's interesting stuff, you know. So, and people, the Arab people, so they can know you, and by you, they can know Myrath also. So we can get more Arab fans from Myrath. That was a good strategy. Mm-hmm. So I went there and just to participate. It was a very good experience.
I know I stand the line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. And if we go someplace to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be leaving with me.
We did a couple of gigs in Europe, Rock Power Europe, Proc Sud in Marseille in France, and Paris also, and in Tunisia.
How did the European crowds take you guys over at the Prague festivals?
The Prague festivals in Europe, I think they are more receptive than the US, than the American. As my band is called, we call him band because his name is Ahmed Ben Arbia. So it's our manager. So but Ben, he lived like 10 years in the US. Michigan, I think.
Michigan, okay.
I think. So he told me, listen, Zoe, because he called me Zoe. All my friends call me Zoe. So he said, listen, Zoe, the Americans, they want, most of the Americans who listen to metal, they want classic American metal. Like Black Sabbath, like Black Label Society, Pantera, like this stuff, you know, this very, very loud and hard stuff, you know, like heavy so.
Yeah, macho metal.
Yeah, macho metal. They don't like they don't like exotic stuff like for example like Andra or
Oh, I love Andra.
Yes, not all, but most of them.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, and or like Myrath or like Orphan Dant, you know, they like the American stuff, only the American stuff, mostly the American stuff, and commercial American stuff. So he said that's why it's hard it's hard to get the American market, you know.
Well, you know what's sad is that there's great American bands like Nevermore who would rather play in Europe.
Of course.
They'd rather play in Europe because the Americans don't even appreciate them here.
yeah, of course. And that's really sad.
Yeah, it is.
But the European, I think they are more open. Very open.
Oh, definitely.
You know?
Look at the amazing festivals they have over there.
Yeah.
We got the Ozfest.
Yeah. That's right. You have Wacken Open Air Festival.
Oh, yeah.
You have Rock am Ring. You have Download Festival. You have a lot of Prog Power Europe, Prog Power UK. You have PPM, Prog Power Metal Fest in Belgium. And people.
All beautiful locations too.
Yeah, very beautiful locations, and people there, you know. The people who came there, especially the European, they are. It's like you. It's not because you are in front of me, but they are really like you. They come, not only just to shake their heads, to listen, to understand, to discover something new, you know, and not only to say, oh yeah, metal, or like you said, you know, but it's just, you know, to be touched by the music, you know.
It seems like in Tunisia right now that there's a lot of conflict going on. There has been for the last year or so with the revolution, as it's been called in the press. Has that had an effect on your music at all?
Yes, of course. Actually, during the revolution days, you know, we were recording the violence session, and believe me, after 8 o'clock, the military, you know, colonels and generals, they told all the population that after 8 o'clock of the night, we will shoot anybody and anything moving.
Wow.
For them, after 8 o'clock of the night, for them, anything is moving is like a danger, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's like from the old regime. Even a dog, he's from the old regime.
Yeah.
You know, they don't give a shit. We were like going out after 8 o'clock, and we were in the car going to the studio. The studio is like 15 minutes far from my home.
This was after 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it was like Mission Impossible, man. It was really. it was at the same time scary and I'd say like crazy, you know. And we were in the car, we were laughing like, man, be careful, and that's crazy, that's smooth, that's very cool, you know.
Yeah, well, it's quite a sacrifice you made for music there.
Yeah, of course we didn't have the choice, you know.
Yeah.
And we had to finish everything at, you know, the right time. I think those 23 years of tyranny, you know, and like anger and cruelty by the old regime, I think they helped us so much.
Yeah.
Yes, and like say I thank them because really, you know, it's a surge of inspiration for us. It was like that anger and that you know, this kind of getting everything out from us, you know. It was my camera and the camera of my friend, and we just, you know, with the local stuff and with local help with our friends, you know, with we got all the help that we need, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not Dimmerburg gear or Emperor stuff, you know. We took a scenario. And I was the actor, and we took a model who acted with me, you know, and who played with me, dreaming while my life carries on, and I stay behind. Yalili Ayn is a word that we say in Arabic. It's like, oh yeah, you know. So we say Yalili Ayn. It's the same thing. I know now that the time is not on my side. And it runs, and it runs. The man is talking about how he's like always dreaming, but he never decided, he never moved forward. So I think this is the right time for him, you know, to go forward and go over his obstacles and to defy the bad sides of life, you know, all the difficulties. And we started shooting, like 10 minutes, I saw something, I felt something behind me when I was singing. I was on my right, I felt something, like a new light coming from other side. I said, man, I didn't put any lamp or any stuff, like, you know, where this huge red light was coming from, you know. And I just moved my eyes, and what I see a huge flame coming from the box where we put in all the cables together.
Oh no.
and actually it's a steel factory, and just near to this fire you could find 2 bottles of gas. You know,
wow, you're in a very dangerous band.
those long tiny bottles, you know, of gas, you know,
yeah,
just to cut the steel.
So you're probably this close to getting killed again.
And I was really frustrated, and really, you know, like I was dumb at that moment. I was the dumbest man on earth. Yeah. I took the water, and I tried to you know, just to wash it, you know.
Oh, and this was an electrical fire?
Yeah.
Ah.
And that was really crazy. And the guys told me, Zo, move, it's cables, you know, it's electricity. I said, no, I don't give a fuck, I don't want to see this fire coming out, you know. and and because I was not thinking about the electricity, I was thinking about the fire reaching the gas. So, but
lucky man.
Yeah, I'm so lucky.
Well, I think a great way to wrap up the interview would just be to talk about your bonus track, Apostrophe for a Legend. Now, I'm thinking you're singing about Dio, am I correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yep. I would love to just hear the first time you heard Dio, what he meant to you as a singer. Maybe talk a little bit about that.
Actually, I will tell you just one thing. When I heard Dio the first time, I fell in love. I really, really, really fell in love. And when I heard him, I said, I would be like him, and I would be like him. I would make the impossible to be like him. Because when I just heard Dio singing, you will understand, when I just heard Dio singing, I knew for 3,000% that it was true, but he was sincere,
Mm-hmm.
He was not only singing, it was not like only singing. In every part, in his tone, you could listen to his voice and you can be sure that he was talking to you, like really, really talking to you. He was like very, very, very honest. And that's what I liked. Not even, there are so many, many good and huge singers all over the history of metal. But for me, Dio is the best ever. The best. He's the master. He's the god. For me, he's really, really. I cried when he passed away. I really cried. There is Anis. Anis called me, the bass player, called me in the night and said to me, "Listen, man, I'm sorry. I have bad news." I said, "What's wrong?" And he said, Dio passed away. And I said, no, really? He said, yes. And he hung up the phone and just I stayed like this, making it like this. And I just, the first thing I remember is the first time I heard Dio on the car of my friend. And when I remember that moment, I started crying for a long time. I started crying. And I put all the video, I went on YouTube and I just put all his songs and just watching, listening and crying at the same time. And I decided to make a song about Dio, and I call it Apostrophe for a Legend. And that's it.
Well, yeah, it was a very nice tribute, I thought.
Thank you very much. Thanks to him, I became a huge fan of singing in metal,
Mm-hmm. Well, you're very humble, I must say, for the vocal ability you've demonstrated.
Thank you very much. I'm always like that, I will never change, like Dio, because he's so humble. People, if they love me, they will accept me like I am who I am,
Uh-huh.
Maybe this is the one thing I'm proud of, that people, they say that I'm humble. I really thank you for that, because I take it really seriously. Because I am like this, I will change.
I think it's a good way to be.
Yeah, of course. Stay metal and keep in touch.
I will.
Okay?
All right.
Okay.
You have a great day.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.